Start her up.
Hello everybody.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Happy Fast Friday.
Crazy.
Hey, welcome to another live stream here at GFW Trains.
We talk about everything mostly train.
Yeah, I'm Wally, and
I'm George.
otherwise known as GFW Trains,
Or Wally's son.
or the guy that takes George places. That's the one. We'd like to welcome everybody to Fast Friday, GFW Trains.
Fast Friday. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we've had a real big week around here, huh, George?
Yeah. So as you can see, the train layout kind of looks naked. Actually, this part looks really, but the part behind the camera and everywhere else looks naked. The yard is empty, or the station is empty. Empty. It's like a ghost town.
Right.
Never before seen on the US Railroad.
Right, and there's a reason for that. We're getting ready to move forward on some big things here at the S. Sure.
We're missing the train. We're putting in the second level of the S Railroad.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And
Amazeballs.
we reached out to a friend. He is excited to help us out. We're excited to have Jim Williams of Dream Layouts, right?
Yes.
The Dream Railroads, Dream Layouts. I'm sorry, Jim, if you're watching. But yeah. So he's coming over. He's been helping us out, and we're ready to rock and roll. Did some stuff on that. And also, look behind us. Got some neat new stuff going on behind us with the artwork with my mom back there.
Yeah, she's done a really great job. As you can see, if you went on the GFW Train's Instagram right before this, you see that Godzilla made an appearance on the layout. Just posted something probably less than 15 minutes ago.
Godzilla's always on the layout.
Oh no, I'm talking about Godzilla. Cool Godzilla. Yeah, that's right. He's got a mullet.
Oh, nice. Well, listen, the other thing we got really cool is we got a really neat guest out here today.
That's right.
Right. So, in the train community, we've gotten to meet a lot of really neat people, and one of the people that we've recently met was TrainFinder Craig.
Yeah, TrainFinder Craig. He's got a really, really cool YouTube channel. And he's the one who bought the MTH Display Layout.
Right. And he's got some big plans. It's really cool.
Big.
Yep. He's got some plans for the display layout. He's got some really neat community internet plans that he's going to share with us. He's got pictures, lots of pictures of him taking down the layout, and he's going to show us the way it looks right now in his basement and share with us some future plans for that. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We're probably going to have him on here in another 10, 15 minutes, something like that. And it'll be really neat to talk with him. So everybody will get a chance. We'll have a dialogue. We'll get a chance to hear about that MTH layout. I had a chance to talk with him yesterday, George.
Really?
Yep. And what a neat guy.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a real neat guy.
Yeah, he was doing the computer internet thing long before anybody else was. Cutting edge type of stuff.
Dang.
Yep, and that's how he got the name TrainFinder. TrainFinder used to be the #1 online site to find train stuff.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Actually, so like back when like computers were like tubes.
If TrainFinder, Craig, look, there we go. See, no. Actually, when the computer and the internet thing was just starting to hit its stride. So,
Interesting.
Yep. So,
I didn't even know TrainFinder was a thing.
There you go. And he's going to tell us some more about it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, more about TrainFinder, more about the MTH layout. It's going to be a great show. And lots of people here. Welcome everybody on the stream. Hope you're having a good Friday so far.
Welcome.
Kick back, relax, grab some iced tea. I'm drinking some Coca-Cola today. This is a little bit different for me. Yeah. Coca-Cola.
That is amazing. Amazing.
Right on.
And you got the train layouts naked. You're drinking Coke. What else is crazy gonna happen?
You're actually wearing your GFW train shirt today.
Anyway,
So cool. So those of you that are new to the stream, one of the first things that we always do is we welcome all the people that have come and are deciding to join us this evening. So I'll quickly run through that. We had, and I'm missing a bunch of people that came in through the door early. So if you came in and I missed you, please loop back around and we'll get you on the back end. First one that I got through the door is North Country Trains at 6:48. So if you did something before 6:48, hit me up again and we'll catch you on the back end of this. North Country Trains, welcome. George just got your whistle. We always give you a whistle. Welcome you in. North Country Trains is another young man we just met in the community. North Country Trains is a really, really cool YouTube channel. And he's going to be on GFW Trains next week. And he's going to be sharing his vision for his YouTube channel and sharing his layout, which is, I'm really excited about that. TrainFan 120 in the house. Good to see you, TrainFan 120. Steamhead, welcome. Whistles there, George? There we go. My man, your man, everybody's man, Tim's Trains in the house. Right on. Pete Clark's here in the house. Well, I must have missed somebody here. I missed Aurora Shea was here. And Anfield Layout in the Loft. Got them. They rolled off the stream, so I don't have that. I don't know if I got Pete Clark here. Pete again, we had it. TrainFan 120, first time here. Thanks for joining us this evening here for TrainFan 120. 1-800-CLIVE in the house. 1-800-CLIVE likes North Country Trains. I'm really excited to go over there and see his layout next week. It should be a lot of fun. Let's see here. TrainFan 06, we got him. Let's see here, Grandma Nita. Hey, Grandma, I think that looks good. We switched the lighting up a little bit back up over there. Remember how we had the red lights up over there? We've got two red lights here now, and then we got this one up and the yellow light. So it's the sun's really popping off there. What do you think about that? I think I like that one. Amtrak lovers in the house. Good to see you, Amtrak lover. CW Railroad. Hey, thanks for coming by and hanging out with us today. Good to see you. Grandpa. How we doing? It's the OG George. Slag Cat, Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad. Welcome to the stream, guys. All right. Hey, 1-800-CLIVE's is train racing. Actually, it's all set up for train racing tonight.
It is.
Yes, sir. Christopher's Trains, welcome to the stream, Christopher. Good to have you with us tonight. Kick back, relax, grab yourself some iced tea or some Coca-Cola, whatever you're drinking this evening. Get on this evening. We got Mike's here. Los Angeles Railroad.
I gotta give him a whistle from the orange train.
Whistle from the orange train, right there. He loves that orange. Line-up collectors in the house. Good to see you. I think we got Steamhead before, but we're not stingy with whistles around here. My good man, Lank the Tank. For sure. Fast Friday, yay. We'll get some train racing. We'll get some. Actually, we got to go over to TrainFinder Craig's house because there is going to be some neat stuff over there.
You didn't get Slag Cat, Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad.
I thought I did. Well, Slag Cat, welcome to the stream, everybody. If you just joined us, we always welcome everybody in. Give them a whistle. Got a lot of new names here. A lot of people coming to hang out with us this evening. So, like I say always, it's good times on Friday. Kick back, relax, grab yourself something to drink.
Middle time.
Right? Middle of time. If you're working on the train layout, put us on in the background. Just listen to the jibba jabble, as Mr. T would say. You know who Mr. T is, George?
Yes, sir.
But if Mr. T were here, he would say, yo, I'm Mr. T in the house.
Golden Leaf Railroad Productions.
Oh, I thought I got him already. Golden Leaf, what up? Irish Trains, yo. Let's see what we got here. think I got Christopher already. Train Graham. Thank you. Tim saying that PFE train's going to be a little bit longer soon.
Yes, sir.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, I have a really bad spending problem.
Right. What was the saying, George? Give a man a train, or a man buys. I forgot what it was. A man buys a train, and he's poor. Get him into train collecting.
No, steal a man's wallet, he's poor for a day. Introduce him to model trains, and he's poor for life.
Truth? Am I telling the truth? I forgot who dropped that nugget of knowledge on that, fortune cookie knowledge on that, but that is some good stuff right there. Shocks Trains. Hey, welcome everybody. And this is your first time here. Well, welcome to GFW Trains. Welcome to our live streams. I know that we've got a lot of names that I haven't seen around, so cool that you're hanging out with us this evening. We've got a great show. It's going to be so cool. TrainFinder Craig, he's going to tell us about his experience over there at MTH. He might even drop a couple of nuggets about what he heard around MTH and what's going on over there these days. So we're going to be seeing him real soon here. CPC&M Subdivision Area Railfan Productions. Welcome aboard. Please fasten your seatbelts and observe the no smoking signs because we're about ready to take off. Well, thank you, Aurora. King Kong does look good up there, huh? I think it looks good. We got the sun. The sun's up there. My mom was over today and spent a lot of time working on that. So I know that she loves to hear all of the nice accolades about how that looks. So thank you. So Conrail 809's in the house. Yeah, that's right, Tim. Jim Williams, or Jim's dad's layout is impressive. Hopefully we're going to get over there soon. We're going to do a GFW Trains jaunt over there. Make a video of his train layout.
Yeah,
so
we heard some very unfortunate news about the layout.
Yeah, Art was saying, anyway, we got to get over there. We want to see his train layout. That's for sure. So yeah, North Country with the backdrops coming in. We're doing some neat new stuff there in the backdrop. So that's what we're walking. Uncle Greg, very good.
Uncle Greg.
You're right. TrainFinder Craig, we're going to go see it. So Fred wants to know, how did TrainFinder Craig buy that? We're going to get to that. So stay tuned, Fred. But by the way, welcome. George will give you a whistle. He'll give a bulk whistle, I think, as soon as he gets his.
Wait, I'll give a whistle show. Ready?
It's a whistle show here. Bulk whistle. Whistle show. Grandpa's telling Uncle Greg to get a nice drink. I can see that. See here. Please fasten your seatbelts, lift your tray tables, and turn your electronics to airplane mode. For sure. Hey, guess who's here? George, Southern Yankee, Cat Nuts. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for joining us this evening. Fast Friday. Good times for everybody. Ooh, I just lost my place. Either that or I'm really behind here. Oh, I am way behind, guys. So sorry I'm so behind. 7:06. What time we got? About 8 minutes behind. I'll catch up, guys. So cool to see everybody on here this evening. So Amtrak Lover 205. We got Amtrak Lover. We got Cat Nuts. Let's see here. Jimbo PRR guy, welcome to the stream. We got a great stream. It's going to be good stuff. Aurora, again, eating candy popcorn right now. Tastes pretty good. I would imagine that would be good. Shocks Trains. How you doing, Shocks Trains? Hey, Antoinette's here. She's got her GFW Train shirt on, right on. And if you like our GFW Train shirt and you want to get some, there's a link below for the Teespring merchandise down there. Hit up. Be the talk of the town with GFW Train shirt. You know what? I saw on Ours Trains, he does a Sunday live stream every Sunday, and he was wearing a GFW Trains knockoff shirt the other day. Yeah,
Knockoff?
Yeah, it was a GFW Trains knockoff shirt, George. It said Alco on it.
What?
Yeah.
They stole our logo?
Yeah, can you believe that Alco stole our logo? Right.
Bro, we're suing them.
Oh, I think so.
We're gonna sue what's left of Alco.
TV Tech's in the house. TV Tech, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Got Lambo. Yeah, it is cold back here. The other day when I was on my way to our work, it was -9. -9 is the lowest that I've seen. But it's been a nice balmy 7 out there the last couple of
I know,
days.
high of 13 degrees today.
Yep.
When I was coming home from school, 13
Oh
degrees.
my gosh. Yeah, I agree. Southern Yankee that King Kong's coming in real nice. And then also the sun back there, the sunlight popping through New York City, that's a new thing. And I think it looks really good. How about you guys? What do you think? Lance Boyle, welcome to the stream. Bill Cabernas, smash that like button. You got it. Thank you, Bill. I always forget if you're just coming in and you're hanging out with us this evening, do me a huge favor. Huge. Hit me with a solid and smash that like button. Smash it or just touch it. Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do. Thanks for the reminder,
Smash
Bill.
it sounds cooler.
Smash it or you hit it with a hammer. John Henry's hammer. Somebody says with like a little head scale hammer. Hit it with that. I like that one.
What about a Z-skill?
How about like a 1-to-1 finger?
1-to-1 finger.
Yep. Isaiah Hawkins in the house. What's better than spending a Friday night watching a live stream all about trains with GFW Trains? Dr. Frankenstein. Love the name. Dr. Frankenstein.
Man, he makes the best jokes and has the best name.
Yep. Oh, my gosh. I didn't know if I could go on after that joke the other night, George. I didn't know if I could go on. Oh my gosh, yes. I thought I was catching up. Let's see here. Craig Barton, North Country Trains. Good stuff here, everybody. Thanks for coming. Up to 50. Yup. This is going to be a great stream.
Steven!
Oh, darn this. Steven, where's Steven at? Steven, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Hope everything's going good over there in New York. Yeah. Our trains like it, laughing about the knockoff, the outdoor knockoff. Yep. Yeah, Outdoor stole our logo. I mean, what are they? How about that? What in the
world? I just oiled that car and it's squeaking.
Steven 87 PSAP in the house. How you doing? How we doing? All right. I think I'm finally all caught up. We got Lance Boyle. We got Funkmaster Beavis bringing down the funk. Funkadelic right over there, man. Funkadelic. All right. Well, hey, so we got my man, TrainFinder Craig in the back room. I think it's about time we bring him out. Say hello. Hear about what's going on out there in TrainFinder land. So, all right.
Oh my gosh, I swear.
George has a tick, man. For those of you who don't know George, before I bring you in, Craig, and I apologize, George is distracted right now. And here's the funny part about it, George, when he's distracted. James Trains. Good to see you, James Trains. He does not like squeaky train wheels. And no matter what we're doing on the stream here, it could be the most important. We could be talking to the President of the United States. And if George heard a squeaky train wheel, he'd get up and tend to it. Doesn't matter. He would tend to that.
Well, I mean, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
hear it.
We're kind of doing stuff. We got a live stream. You know how there's 100,000 people watching us on this live stream right now.
100,000.
Actually, it's not 100,000 out there. Worldwide, man. Worldwide. So, Lang the Tank, we'll see you around. Thanks for coming by and saying hello when you did. So, Dad says, got the daylight running. What's pulling the PFE train, George?
The cab forward.
For those of you that are new to GFW Trains, we have a drinking game. Every time George says cab forward, got to take a drink. And every time George yawns, you got to take a drink. Bottoms up, everybody. All right, well, let's get Craig in here. Hello, Craig.
Hey.
How you doing this evening?
Not too bad. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. We don't have audio with you. Or if we do have audio, hold
No,
on.
I think it's our, because I can hear it like faintly in the TV.
Hold on a second here. We got some audio issues here, Craig.
No worries.
All right. Can you say something, Craig?
Hello.
Nope, not working there. Let's try something else here. Hang with me. Speaker. All right, how about now? Let's see how this works.
Hello again.
All right, there we go. That's a little bit better. Let me just try one more thing before we go. I got you there, or I got you on our audio. We weren't getting you on our audio through our computer, so let me try this one more time.
Hello, train friends.
Can you say something?
Hello, train friends.
All right, we got you. Hold on. All right, I think we're good now. It's good news is this. Back when we first started doing these live streams, we get some of these technical issues, and I wouldn't know what the heck's going on. Believe it or not,
Yeah, it happens.
George is the brains of the operation here. I'm just the one with the good looks.
These get degrees.
Wow.
So, hey, Craig, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you on.
Great to be here.
Yeah, well, it's so cool. I would, for those of you that are just getting on the stream, Craig is he's part of this YouTube community, and he goes to the different live streams and has a new YouTube channel, but is starting to develop some content, and that's going to be something that is exploding soon. But in the process of this, we're getting to meet and talk and everything like that, we found out that Craig bought the MTH layout, the display layout out there in Maryland. So I got a chance to talk with him about that yesterday. But let me tell you, that was just the tip of the iceberg with Craig. Craig's got a lot of neat stuff and a lot of neat ideas about the hobby, and I can't wait to talk to him some more about that, huh, George?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued about this display layout.
Yeah. So first off, let's get to know you a little bit for all of the people that are out there on our live stream. So Craig, what kind of trains are you into?
Well, mostly Lionel, pretty much O gauge. I have been for a long time, and I've basically been a collector for probably about since 1992. But I started my own layout in the early 70s when I was a kid, and a lot of trains for my mom and dad and stuff like that. And I've just had this affection. I know this is about the MTH layout that I bought, but I've been a Lionel person for such a long time, and I've got some Mike's trains as well. But yeah, that's kind of my background. But I really got back into it in 1992. There was a hobby shop in Dayton, Ohio that went out of business. And I went up there and I started to bid on their trains. And I just really got back into it because I saw all the great stuff and all the stuff that I had missed since I was a kid. And that really got me going back into it, and haven't really stopped since.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. In our conversation, we talked a little bit. Now, your background is your employment background. You're a computer engineer, right?
Yeah, I've been doing computer engineering. I went to the Ohio State University.
There you go.
And there's a kind of a funny joke that we were talking yesterday about me renaming myself to the TrainFinder Craig.
I like it.
I've been I'm thinking about doing that, but yeah.
So
but I've been a computer engineer forever, and it kind of folds into where TrainFinder came from initially. And back in 1996, I know that probably predates maybe many people on listening here, but back in the mid 90s, I decided to try to marry my engineering background, which started in the late 80s, to see what I could do for trains and how I could establish a train site, and maybe we could get people involved in things like that. Now, in 1996, for those of you that maybe aren't even old enough to know that, but there was no social media, there was no YouTube.
There was GeoCities.
What's that?
There was GeoCities. I remember that was like my.
Yeah. So we tried. We brought TrainFinder out, and we had a commerce platform you could buy and sell. We even had a train club that I'm sure nobody even knows about, but it was the TFCCA, the TrainFinder Collectors Club of America, which had about 1,000 members back then. And we tried to we had a number of domains. Now that's the one thing that starting a website and doing this stuff back in 1996, you can imagine you might be able to get a few good domain names back then. So we own, and they're not up, and you can't get to them or anything like that. But we bought, trainshows.com, trainclubs.com, Train Exchange, Train Trader, Train Room, which I'll talk about later, that we're actually bringing back now. So we tried it back in the 90s. And it was funny because I went to a train show. I'll never forget this. I went to a train show back in 1997, I think it was. And I wanted to find out if I could help people at the train show to have their own homepage, their own web presence, stuff like that.
I love this.
And what I kept getting was, why would we want a homepage? We're not home very much. So it was like one of those things. And so we kind of tried it for a while, and we decided that the whole world wasn't ready for something like TrainFinder way back then, and so it's been kind of dormant for a lot of years. And with the pandemic and everything that's going on, we decided to maybe try and bring that back. Even trainvalues.com, I've got an idea there with providing real-time train pricing information, what trains are worth. So we own Train Values. I mean, I could go on and on and on. We own a lot of that kind of stuff, but the whole idea is to maybe bring that back. It's going to be pretty much, it's going to be all free, unless you want to sell, hundreds and hundreds of trains on TrainFinder. Then through Train Trader, we might have to charge some money, but we're not even sure if we're going to do that. But the whole thing is coming back around, and one of the things that I think folks on this channel might like is we're putting out soon trainroom.com, which will be a way for people to showcase their train rooms, their all the things they have, and it'll be a way where we'll have like contests. It'll be a lot more interactive. And you can hook in things on YouTube, you can hook in your live streams, but it'll be a way for people to come together and see like who's doing a live stream when, or who just posted a new kind of thing. With YouTube, I mean, YouTube's great, but it's hard for me, since I've started, back into this, understanding who's actually going to have a live stream. So I've kind of had to go back and forth and figure that out. So there's no continuity around just toy trains and model trains. So that's kind of what that's going to be about.
Right. We just had a gentleman over who was helping us out with the layout, and we were talking about that. And he's like, "Well, when is your live stream on?" I said, "Well, it's on Friday at 7 p.m." He's like, "Oh, I know that's what time it is on tonight, but what time's your live stream?" I was like, let me try and do it. But I think that'd be great to have a guide as to when everybody's got their live streams on, even if it's a dynamic guide where you can say when and how that all looks. So
right.
Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback here from the people that are on the stream about it being an idea that they like, and a neat idea.
Great.
So I think that's something that'll have some good traction to it.
Great.
So
that's the whole idea. Trying to bring some technology into wrapping around, trains, and the whole thing we're going to talk about tonight with the MTH layout is kind of a, it kind of folds into it. It's a great thing, but it's just the beginning for the reemergence of TrainFinder and all the kind of stuff we want to do.
Well, cool. So we talked a little bit, and you're into O-scale trains. Now, we all have like this little area of things that you like. George loves scale trains. He likes to operate. He likes scale trains. What scratches your itch in terms of trains, in model trains in particular?
Well, it's pretty much it's been Lionel, and I'll it's kind of funny that I bought the MTH showroom layout because, quite frankly, I don't have any MTH trains really, or I don't have any standard gauge or anything like that. So one of the reasons that I was interested in that is because it kind of folds back into what I have always been interested in, is like rare kind of off the wall, oddball kind of things that you just wouldn't. I don't know why that just appeals to me. So while it's O gauge and mostly Lionel, I've been collecting some really pretty cool post-war things, and I actually have a whole method that I'll describe at some point someday, how I evaluate how a train is rare and what that means. It's not really about the money or collecting something that's valuable. I mean, that's a part of it, I guess, for my family and my future and just cool stuff. But it's the pursuit. It's the fact that you go out and you can actually find something that's really not the mainstream and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's kind of the stuff that I've been collecting for a couple decades now, and it's really cool stuff.
Right on, right on. So, having zero or not very many MTH trains to having the whole darn display layout. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, well, it's O scale, right? It's
right,
so
right.
All the Lionel trains are run on it, but I did feel, as I thought about it, and I did buy a couple engines. I bought I won't say which one I bought, but there was a couple Biden and Trump train kind of things and the hand cars and stuff from MTH, and I won't say which ones I have, but I did buy a couple of those. And this is me being in the consulting world forever, so I will never say which one I have, and I probably won't show it. But and what I did do also is I did order the last two big boys from MTH, the very last two, the oil one and the other one. I do have those. I did buy those from Train World. So I figured if I'm going to get the MTH layout, I might as well get a couple of big boys. And I do have a Lionel big boy from a long time ago, but I figured if I'm going to do that, I might want to have at least a couple steam engines. So why not get the last two, big boys from MTH? So I do have those on order. Uh-oh.
We're back. We're back. Hold on.
Okay. I think I see you guys.
I was just moving the computer. My computer's got USB-C plugs, and anyway. Carry on.
I can help you with that.
What's that?
I can help you with
All right. Well, we'll send the private plane out and hop on, and you can come to the GFW Worldwide headquarters.
I mean, being on Worldwide is just an honor.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's great to have you on GFW Trains Worldwide headquarters.
Worldwide.
That's right. The Worldwide headquarters.
The Worldwide. I love it. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. So, all right. I'm sorry I lost you there for a couple of seconds. I lost you there for a couple of seconds. Where were you at in the story?
Well, that's a good question. I think I lost what I was doing too, but I was just talking about kind of the, where we've been at with TrainFinder and.
Okay. So
right now, yeah.
James Train says there's no private jet. Oh, if you only knew,
yeah,
James.
You only knew.
So anyway, so you got some MTH trains. How did you find out about the display layout, and what got you rolling on that?
Well, I was actually watching PGH, their stream, Nick's stream, the Pittsburgh Industrial Railroad and Horseshoe Curve guy, and I just I just had started, getting into watching YouTube videos and stuff, and it's been amazing. There's so much great content out there. I just, being in the computer field, I just didn't realize how much great content, and it excited me and stuff. And but I was watching his stream, and he mentioned this thing called cabin fever, and I'm like, what the heck is cabin fever? I know about stout auctions, I know, but I just never heard of them, and I'm like, really? And I thought,
that was like when I first heard of the MTH stuff. I was kind of in like, what? Like, because if anything, I had assumed they'd go with stout, because stout's like the big grain world.
I kind of know a little bit about that. Cabin fever was much more economical for MTH to do. Stout, basically, I watch stout auctions and stuff. I mean, they're great, but I think it was better for MTH to do that. Plus, they're based out of Cabin Fever's based out of northeastern Pennsylvania, so it's very easy. It's a logistics thing too.
Yeah.
They could go back. They're only a couple hours away, and stout's like not that close, I don't think. But
it's like Indiana, right?
So they're based out of Indiana. But so I think that was a big thing, and so yeah.
So anyway, you're on PGH's live stream. They're talking about cabin fever. You got, you're like, well, I got to go check that out and see what they got on cabin fever. How'd that work out?
Well, I went out to their website, Cabin Fever auctions, and I thought it was kind of strange that an auction company would have, and right at the top, it had MTH trains, and I'm like, okay. So I clicked on that, and of course they had the MTH factory showroom layout right there in 3 pictures on the front page, and I'm like, wow, okay. So I'll take a look at that, and when the Saturday came of the auctions, I didn't do any pre-bidding or anything like that. I just woke up that Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. I logged in. I put my credit card information in so I could bid on some things.
What is that credit card information again?
1112222.
And the numbers on the back. What are the 3 numbers on the back?
ABC.
FU.
Yeah.
Okay, I digress.
So anyway, the way it worked was I just saw it and went out there, and I thought, well, I'm gonna see what's going on here, because I've always been very interested in like Neil Young's auction and some of the Lionel Vault stuff, and I got a whole bunch of stuff from that too. And I was just, the whole thing that I like to do, it's like, well, okay, this is a special thing. They're going out of business. I know I haven't bought a lot of MTH stuff, and I did meet Mike Wolf about 20 years ago near here, back when a place called Davis Electronics was the biggest place to shop for trains in Cincinnati. They were a distributor, but they went out of business. So I did meet Mike, and I just thought, well, let's just see what's going on. And so I went out there, and I got on the auction, and Saturday morning, I'm just kind of, hey, it's Saturday, and my wife was like, so what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm looking at this Cabin Fever auctions thing, and she's like, what the heck is that? I'm like, well, I have trains, right? She's like, yeah, I know. Yes. And I was like, well, I just might, buy a few things. Who knows? I don't know how big they're going to be, but I like the prototypes and the samples and all that stuff. So I filtered it by samples and prototypes and all that. So I was going down through there, and I just happened to see the MTH layout. It was like in the 70s. So it was like, I don't know if it was an hour into it or what it was, but it was like 78 or 79 or something like that. And I saw that, and I'm like, why in the world would Cabin Fever Auctions be putting the entire layout for MTH 70 something on the first day of the auction, whatever? So you know what? I'm interested in this. So I went in, and I looked at it, and I talked to my wife a little bit, and I looked at it a couple times. I saw the pictures. I actually went out to the internet and found a couple videos because I was kind of familiar with it. I'd seen it before, but I really wasn't. And
there was a bunch of people on the stream here that said that they're familiar with it from just watching videos of it through the years. You know, TM videos and stuff on YouTube here, and it's.
Yeah, and on my YouTube channel, what I did was I went out and tried to find. Ever since I bought it, I tried to find everything I could find on it since I bought it, and I think there's 13 videos on there. So if you go to my channel, they're not my videos, but there's like 13 other videos you can watch. I know the last 2 years at Christmas time they had a live stream. It wasn't this past Christmas, but 2 years ago and 3 years ago. They had a really nice Christmas layout and stuff, and so I kind of put that together. But so anyway, I make a long story short. My wife, I asked her. I said, "What do you think about that?" She's like, "Craig, you should go for it." I'm like,
"Dang, that's done."
Like, bam, right there. That's really the wrong thing to say to me. So I bid on it, and I ended up winning it, and then I was so excited. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. I'm kind of an old guy, but I'm running around the house. I'm excited. I'm like, I just got the MTH showroom layout. Oh my gosh. I mean, all this other stuff. And then about an hour later, I'm like, okay, now how am I going to get that? So I remember they put on there that you have to take everything, which is absolutely true. You have to take every single part of it, the metal, all the lumber, everything it was built on. You had to take 100% of it, and so it started from there.
So then, how did you proceed with getting the layout?
Well, so I thought, well, first of all, I don't know exactly what I've got myself into. So my wife and I drove out to Columbia, Maryland, and we went and just took some photographs of it. And the first video that I put out there was actually her taking that video, and the one that I have out there now, and just to try and see what we had. And then after that, I went out with my son, and he helped me take off all the accessories, the track, all that stuff, and then the third time I went out there was I hired somebody to help me cut it into sections, and then the last time I went out was to actually go out there, load it up, and bring it back. So it was 4 trips.
All right. Well, we'll get back to that in just a second. And I don't know, were you able to get some of the pictures together of that? Because I think that'd be really cool to walk through. Good. Yeah. Ravenhawk was asking about what are your plans for the layout moving forward?
Well, and I'll show you some of the pictures later in the show on where it is and what my basement looks like and stuff. But basically, it's a 16 by 16 foot layout, which is the way it was constructed in the showroom was for everybody to be able to walk around it. The layout that I have planned is more of a kind of a walk into layout, kind of like where you guys are sitting right now. Like you're kind of inside the layout, stuff like that.
Right.
So my plan is to preserve all the sections, everything, but basically put it back together in a way that everybody will be able to see what the scenes were back then, but it's also going to get expanded and kind of put back together that way. So that's kind of the plan.
Cool. So, all right, bought the layout, wondering what the heck I'm going to do with this. And I know we talked a little bit about that last night. You've done a lot of documentation in terms of purchasing the layout and kind of, I guess, archiving the layout for its tear down and then it's build up in your basement. So right. I don't know if you've got that queued up, but let's walk through a little bit of that if we could.
Okay, let me see if I can switch over to that. All right.
So wait till you see some of these pictures, everybody. There's some neat stuff of the layout as it was in the MTH showroom. And also, as you know, this is one of the most famous layouts out there. It was built by MTH at MTH's headquarters there in Maryland. All right, I'm going to add this up on the stream.
Let me see if I can expand this out and hang on.
It's a Greg old Timken roller bearing.
What's that?
No, the car that you had on there was a old Timken roller bearing car. All right.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to show you guys at the end. I was just it's an additional thing I kind of like to show at the end that is similar to a new train car that I bought to kind of show you guys kind of how I think in terms of buying some like limited edition kind of things. So, but yeah, so I'll be getting back to that. Can you guys see the?
Yes.
So, one real quick question. This is a good question. I didn't get a chance to ask you yesterday, and I didn't want to lose this. When you bought the layout, was the electronics with the layout, the Z6000 and the DCS system?
Oh yeah, there was the Z4000 transformers, all of the electronics, everything, and all the new stuff. And there was all kinds of electronic things mounted under the layout. There were things inside some of the houses that did some of the audio, and all of it was included. And
Train Addict was asking if Mike helped you load it. I'm going to answer that one. He didn't bid enough on the auction. I think if they got a high bidding, he would have probably helped them load it up. So
yeah, I don't think I paid enough for it to have Mike help me load it, and I didn't actually even ask him that.
and then one other question that's just coming did layout or did locomotives and cars come with the layout?
No. Matter of fact, in the pictures you're going to see, not only did locomotives and cars not come, you'll see in the layout, not this first picture, but as I go through all the pictures, all of the trains were already taken off the shelves, all that kind of stuff. They were doing now. One thing that was really cool, even though there was no cars or anything like that, or engines or anything, there was some stuff underneath the layout that I'm not sure if that was really supposed to be part of it or not, but it was underneath the layout, and when we found some things, there was some pretty cool stuff underneath there too.
Cool. Well, I'm going to interject here real quick with my public service announcement or GFW train service announcement. If you're enjoying the stream, please smash that like button. It helps us out a lot with the algorithm pushing this live stream out there. And if you haven't already, make sure you scoot over there to TrainFinder Craig's YouTube channel and subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's got some neat content that's going to be put up. And if you're loving this layout, wait till you see what else he's got in store. So smash that like button. Back to you, Craig. So, all right, the first picture here. This is the layout. This is just a stock picture of the layout, right?
Well, it's not a stock picture. It's actually, there was a company called Ready to Roll that they're a train dealer out of Miami, Florida, which Mike goes down to Miami quite a bit. You may have heard that he's thinking about buying an interest in the Miami Dolphins and all that kind of stuff, which I think he might. But he goes down to Miami. He's got a lot of roots in Florida. And there was a company called Ready to Roll trains down there that came up to Columbia, Maryland to build this layout for Mike. So these are a few pictures of the original layout that they sent me so I could share this with you guys. So this is kind of some of the pictures from the early times. I just had a few of them to show, but yeah, this is kind of when it was first built.
Cool.
So I'll try and walk through these pretty quick. I know you guys want to get back to real running trains, and I'd love that too. So I'll try and move through this kind of quick to kind of give you. Now in these pictures, it's mostly chronological, but there's a few pictures because basically when I was out there, and I'll show you another one here. There's another one from Ready to Roll. Just some of the history of the layout and so forth. And one of the things I love about this one is the golfers up there and the Christmas tree there and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But I had basically I had multiple video cameras and I just literally there's probably about 15 hours worth of video, and I'd probably say about 5,000 pictures. I just overdid it, but I tried to try and capture it the way it was. So not only for for future, but so I can try and get this thing back together.
What
so
are the dimensions on that layout?
It's well, it's 15.5 by 15.5, which is an interesting story. When Ready to Roll got out there to build it, they were told it was 16 by 16. And if, as you guys probably know, if you cut a half foot off all the way around, that changed all of their plans. So it was interesting that they had to really improvise, because they planned for a 16 by 16, but when they got out there, it was 15 and a half by 15 and a half square. So this is a picture from Cabin Fever. So this is what I had to look at when I was trying to bid on this. This is kind of what I was seeing. It's not the greatest picture in the world, but it's basically what was there at the time. So, moving through this, here I am showing up down at MTH. You can see all the stuff. Well, I don't know if you can see, but a lot of the stuff about the COVID and all that kind of stuff. And kind of went up there, and that's me right there, and that's my SUV in the background.
All right.
Yeah, I went out there. That's all I had with me, so it was just my wife and I, and there I am trying to take a couple pictures on the way in. So really what we did was we went and we just took some strategic pictures of the layout itself, to try and figure out what the world I got myself into. So I started with like some pictures of some of the scenes. This is one of my, now, like I said, there's thousands of pictures, so I tried to pick some good ones that were kind of like some of the things that I like, but also kind of showed, some other interesting things in the layout. So this is the coal tuple thing and the scene there. So that was really cool. That was one of the things that really I love about the layout was that. And again, we started taking pictures of, the all the houses and all of the scenery and kind of the way it looked. You can see the MTH lobby there in the background and the windows and stuff. We had the blinds down. We were trying to, get some, relatively good photographic pictures. So that's what that is. This is one of my favorite ones. I think this actually might be on my YouTube video, but the MTH Construction Company. I thought that was just
Oh, that is neat. So in just backing up a little bit, the bottom level is all O gauge, and then the top level is standard gauge. Is that how that works out?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you see the right there above the MTH Construction Company sign, that's a figure 8 loop in O gauge, and then if you look above the tunnel there, that's 2 loops of standard gauge. Mike Wolf is just he's a really big fan and always loved standard gauge. And originally it was all going to be O gauge, but he came back and overwrote that and said, "Hey, no, you're going to do standard gauge." So that's why that whole top part is standard gauge. So it's a combination of the two.
Okay.
So anyway, there's another picture of that.
Go back to that last one real quick. George just pointed something out. Does that boxcar over in the lower left-hand corner say K-Line Electric Trains on it?
Well, it does, yes. And it even gets more funny than that. I think I have another picture later that. Okay, so you're looking at MTH Construction, but to the left there, you're looking at basically the MTH junkyard. There's a lot of interesting things in there that I'll talk about. I've got some other pictures of that, and that was another thing that really caught my eye. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So there's another quick picture of it, kind of showing some of the, sort of the. He's got a mixture of scale, but also he has some of the accessories and things like the crossing gate there and so forth. So it's kind of a combination. He wanted to do it scale, but he also wanted to show a lot of the accessories. So you see a lot of that on the layout. Here's one that I just love. This is in the middle of the figure 8. the lake and stuff in the middle. I thought that was just fantastic.
Beautiful.
Here's a shot of the standard gauge accessories on top, including the Vasco Bridge and so forth that goes over the lake underneath it, and so that was really nice. Here's another picture of a different angle, kind of showing some of the O gauge stuff on the lower level and the standard gauge on top. One thing I wanted to show is not a lot of people know this, but kind of like a lot of the public layouts, and Lionel did some of this back in the day, but he had these things on the side of the layout so people could actually press and make something work on the layout. And so in this case, this I believe, now understand the layout wasn't functioning when I was there. It was everything was off of it. It was just kind of there. But my understanding is that this would play some sounds from the train station that's right there behind it. And it's interesting. What they did was they took those are doorbells. I don't know if you recognize that, but those are doorbells. So they took doorbells and put that into the layout to press that buttons. There was, I think, about 7 or 8 doorbell things around the layout that would activate certain things, but that's what they did. Again, that's just a picture of one of the ones that I really like. It shows and again to the left is the Lionel scrapyard, I think it's called, or not. Well,
The junkyard.
It's called the MTH scrapyard, but there's a lot of scrap in there that's interesting. Mike has a pretty good sense of humor. Again, there's another one. I was really drawn to this. Oh, there's my wife. That's my wife up there in the upper left-hand corner taking pictures too.
All right.
Yeah, I got her one of those. So, again, these are basically her and I photographing. I was hoping. I'm not sure if I might have a picture that shows there's a Miami Dolphins car on this, and that was kind of a tribute that Mike had to the Miami Dolphins. And one thing that was interesting, when I walked out into the hallway, there was a football encased in the hallway that I think it was signed by Dan Marino and some other people and stuff. But Mike's definitely a Miami Dolphins fan. So
All right.
yep. So we'll go past that. Same kind of stuff. This is another thing that I really love, this graffiti on this. It's another part of the layout. I just thought this was just a very interesting scene. Again, I think this is a little bit out of sequence. I think this is another ready to roll photo, so I'll skip past that. But the next thing you might find is interesting. There's what it looks like under the layout.
Ooh, that's some pretty substantial wood underneath there.
Yeah, it was all based metal. It was really built. So we were kind of worried how we would get the stuff off, but you could walk on this thing, you could jump up and down on it. It's not going to move anywhere. It was really substantial. So that was a shot from underneath the layout. Back again, and I'll kind of go through these, but one of the things here that you're going to see is some of the stuff that I found underneath the layout. The McDonald's and the train shop and the gas station stuff and the corner drugstore. Those were things that were on the layout a long time ago. And you can see the dust on top of the train shop and stuff. It was all just kind of stored away. And so it's kind of, as we were taking it down, I kind of brought that stuff up and just kind of took a picture of it. It was that was something that I didn't expect, but kind of a bonus.
That was cool.
Yeah. So here's a picture of, we're taking down the trees and so forth. So here's where we're starting to tear it down. Again, what I did was I took the track and I flipped it over and I wrote on the layout a number, and I also identified the number on the track. So I could figure out how the heck I'm going to get the track back on when I reconstructed it. So that's kind of what we did there. Again, here's some more pictures of that as we're taking the track off. This is a funny.
There we go. Somebody was saying that they thought it was pretty clean looking. It wasn't like spaghetti, but this
Yeah, well, I kind of went back and forth if I was going to show this picture, but there it is. You can see some electronics, and you can see it's a little bit. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, kind of like even MTH. Eventually, you just got to get it done, and that's what you end up with, I guess, sometimes.
So one of the questions that was coming up here. Oh, hey, look at that. Are you going to run the standard gauge track? Are you going to keep that, or yes or no?
Well, I mean, I have all the stuff. I have all the standard gauge stuff. I'm an O gauge guy, right? Everything that I have is O gauge. All my trains are O gauge, and that's what I love. So it's either one of two things. Either I think the top part of the layout that's standard gauge, I think I'm going to convert that to O gauge and do something. And then there's the question of what do I do with all the accessories and stuff like that. And even though I might change that to O gauge, I'd like to keep the the tin plate traditions and stuff like that. A lot of those are prototypes that are up there. A lot of stuff on this layout, even the track, even the switches, and many of the accessories are prototypes because they weren't even producing them back when they built this layout. I'll probably keep them and maybe display them kind of separately as in a different area. But I think the bottom line is I don't see myself running standard gauge just because I don't have any, and but I do want to preserve the standard gauge stuff. So that's kind of my thinking, if that makes sense.
Sure. Hey, and just to recap, we've got some people walking in through the door, joining our stream. We're with TrainFinder Craig, and TrainFinder Craig recently acquired the MTH, Mike's Train House factory layout, and he is going through the process of what he did and what's going on with that layout right now. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So
no, that's okay. I was just kind of chuckling because someone just coming in and looking at this picture. It's like probably not the first picture you want to look at.
Right.
With the MTH showroom layout, but hey, that's the thing.
That next picture looks like somebody's laying down on the job.
Well, you remember yesterday I talked to you about my son who's 21.
Yep.
Computer engineering, I said, is kind of what I saw was maybe the future of your son. And
all right.
So here he is, my son Jacob on the layout. So okay, of course he's doing his stuff. We got the screwdrivers, we got all this stuff going on, we got most of it, and he was just taking a break. And so I just got a picture of him up there because, like I said, you could walk on it and it was all good and all that stuff. So yeah, that's my son Jacob, and he was helping me with the layout.
I love it.
So yeah, that's him. So I'm sorry, I just crack up every time I see it.
That's a great picture.
All right, so some other pictures. Here's more of the stuff as we're tearing it down. I love this mountain kind of thing. We actually were able to get the two levels of that off. Kind of just came up, and we were so happy to get that off. So we got the two levels of that off, and then proceeded.
Oh, so that's the figure 8 right there?
Yeah, that's the figure 8. Yep,
oh,
that's the figure 8 with the bridge over and under. Yep. Here's just some pictures of some of the accessories. There's just a ton of stuff on there. So, it's just kind of some of that stuff. I was kind of photographing it as I was kind of loading it up. Another funny picture. Here you go. You guys got a lot of exclusives on this. Here is the door to getting under the layout. And as you can see, it says door, save for door Big Mike. Okay, that's for Big Mike, which is Mike Wolf.
All right.
So that's the inside of the door to get underneath the layout. I thought that was kind of cool.
I love it.
So yeah.
What's a piece of HO track right there?
Yeah, you know what? There is. Here's the thing. I don't know where it came from. That's a good call or good catch. There was one piece of HO track laying on the far side of the layout, and I never asked why, but it was just there. I don't know. So there it is.
Oh, MTH exclusive.
Yeah. So anyway, so here's how this is kind of how we left it, and we were ready to tear it down at this point. So this is kind of how it looked. Again, here's how it looked again. Here's everything off of it, everything archived, everything. We tried as best we could to document it. Now I'm sorry, this is a picture that's out of sequence. Not sure why that's there, but that's just another picture. Sorry. Now, one of the things I wanted to show is look at those two cars. All right, this is from the junkyard. Oh, you can see the big L's on there. Basically, pretty much everything that was in that junkyard was Lionel.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I just thought that was so funny. But yeah, that's what it was. So yeah. Here's how we lined all the cars up, so you can kind of see all the different vehicles that were on that. Maybe you can see the Miami Dolphin one in there. I'm not sure, but I don't know if you can see it or not. But yeah, that was that one. All right. Now here we go. Here's how it started to come down. And you can see my son there in the background there. The future George of the world's right there.
Future George.
The future George. I'm not calling that future George.
I like that.
So here's kind of a cross section of what we cut out, and you can see the guy there in the mirror. Or I'm not sure if he's in the mirror, not in the mirror, but I had to get a guy out there in Maryland to help me do this because I had no clue I was going to get this thing torn down. So I was very fortunate in finding a really nice guy. And I think I told you guys he's from Michigan, but I hired him anyway. And he
nice. I mean, you gotta give alms every once in a while, right?
Well, yeah, of course, and we had the Michigan Ohio State going on all the time, so it's just the way it was.
Well, I mean, all of those Michigan grads need to work sometime, otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, really. So there's guys that can buy layouts, and there's guys that can cut them up. And that's just the way it works. Oh yeah, I digress. But okay, here's some more of him doing that. He was a great guy, by the way. So then you can kind of see. Okay, so it's coming down. Here are the sections and so forth, and we're trying to get it, cut into sections that would be reasonably manageable to load onto a truck and also get into my basement. So that was kind of the rule.
Look at that.
Here's another pretty good picture of kind of how it all came off, and you can see the sides are coming off and things are laying around. There's the metal framework.
That's quite the production there.
Yeah. So yeah, at some point I'm just like, I don't know. I keep going in my mind. It's like, I did what? I got what? Why? So, but okay. So now here's kind of where we ended up on our third trip. And MTH, Mike, and the guys out there were very nice to say, okay, you don't need to take all that stuff to the right. All the stuff up against the wall and all those sections where we're going to take. And the other stuff was just kind of the metal and all that kind of stuff. They took care of that for us to get rid of it. We helped them load it and stuff like that, but it was really nice. So that's kind of how it looked when we left on the third trip, with the fourth trip pending to get it back here. So,
you didn't keep the wall studs? That was one of the questions that somebody asked.
No, the metal wall studs, no.
He from Humanity Junction was asking if you kept those. All right, go ahead.
No, I thought about it, and I'm like, there was no way I was going to be able to use those to reconstruct it. So yeah, no, I didn't keep those. That's probably about the only thing that I didn't keep, but yeah, not those. So you can see loading into the truck.
Wow.
That, you know, my fourth trip out there was I went out there with my SUV and got a U-Haul truck and started doing it. So that's kind of that. So that's kind of that part. And then now you're seeing it, like I said, guys, that I was gonna do a video thing in my basement, but I thought it'd be better just to kind of keep it going and just show you. Now you're looking at my basement right here.
Yeah.
These are the things coming into my basement, and I can show you some things. And so we've transitioned now from Columbia, Maryland to Cincinnati, Ohio. There's some other things. You can kind of see how the sections are carved up, be put back together, and this kind of progresses as we were kind of loading it in and things. You can see all the stuff with the numbers and all that stuff on it. I mean, a lot of the trees, you know, stayed. I took a lot of the scenery off, but I also wanted to try and keep a lot of it on there. You can see, like, to the left, like that tunnel and those trees over there and stuff. There's some more pictures from the basement. There's some more stuff. That's going to be the centerpiece. That's part of the figure 8. It's going to go in the middle. Now, my basement is not. Well, there's no way I could put a 16 by 16 or 15 by 5 by 15.5 in my basement. But so these are kind of the sections, and we're going to see what we can do. And yeah, there's some more pictures from down there in the basement and stuff. So one of the things I want to point out to you guys, that this is kind of like shifting gears here, but this picture is from the March 1999 Classic Toy Train. So if you're interested in understanding the history of the layout, they did a 7-page spread, and I wanted to show you a couple pages of it. If you're interested in getting this, and you can still get these things online. One thing shows all of the different things that are part of the layout, and the ones that have the P in front of them, and there's quite a few of them. As you look down there, all those ones that have a P in front are prototypes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, those are all the prototype.
Wow.
Even the real tracks, right hand, all the switches and all that stuff, and then the scratch build. There was a lot of custom scratch built buildings on there and stuff. So you can kind of see that. So that's, if you're interested, you know, it's going to be on trainroom.com. When I get this stuff up there, you're gonna have all this stuff up there. I got to get permission from Classic Toy Trains to put it all up there, but you'll see that eventually. But this, I wanted to show you guys, you know, a little bit of that. And then the other thing in there, which was kind of nice, is that's actually a picture of the original layout with all the numbers that you saw in the previous picture, where they were and what they were. You see, you know, the MTH Avenue and Station and Road, you know, Wolf River Gorge, where the control panels were, Lake Melissa, which is one of the lakes there. That's his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna preserve that stuff as best I can. You know, as a tribute to Mike and everything that he's done. And he and I talked about it, and he was very happy that, you know, that I'm going to try and do that. I mean, I can't preserve it exactly the way it was, but when you see my layout when it's done, you'll be able to recognize all of the major parts of the MTH layout as a part of mine. So,
Oh, how cool.
so anyway, so that's so. Fast forwarding to, so this is kind of a strange picture, but I just bought this the other day. These are modules. It has nothing to do with the MTH layout, but I'm going to take these modules and I'm going to use those to try and expand upon and connect to make this part of my layout. My basement is L-shaped, so it's just something that I did.
Where'd you get those from? They look familiar.
Where'd I get those sections from?
Yeah.
It was a guy up in north of Pittsburgh that I got to go get next weekend on eBay. I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But
yeah, it looks like super familiar. I don't know why.
Well, the reason that I got these was because if you look at them, they're not only modular, which will help me connect the MTH layout back together and make it into my layout, but they have the construction is the 1x material and the plywood and the homosode on top of it and painted white, which is exactly the way the MTH layout is. So it was kind of a weird thing I found, but it matches up to that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much and this thing is sort of different. So I don't know if you guys want to maybe take a break from the slideshow and stuff, but what I wanted to show you guys a little bit more about TrainFinder. And the reason I'm showing this car is there's a 6464 Glen Ewell car that has certain pieces of it that makes it worth about $1,200. And what I wanted to show you guys, maybe a little bit later or whenever, is a car that I just got today that's very similar that you guys can buy on eBay or try and find that you can buy for a lot less than $1,200, but will be maybe the next generation of things that are very valuable. And that's kind of what TrainFinder is and what we do. Trying to help. I want to try and my goal is trying to pass on what I've learned how to buy valuable kind of things that you would normally notice on these cars. So I've got a car that I can show you guys that's sitting behind me actually that's very similar to this, and I can tell you why. And then another car that I just bought is the Southern Boxcar, and if you look at that green dot, that makes this car really special. So if you guys go out and look at this, you may find one or two more out there on eBay, but this thing was basically the distributors from Lionel put the green dot on these, not the factory. So, but it's becoming a very, very sought after kind of thing. So if you guys can get a hold of one of these, you can take a look at this later. But that's kind of the things that TrainFinder kind of does and kind of what I do. I just love these crazy things that just are different, and that's what it is. So
That's really cool.
my show, my presentation. So
Yeah. Wow. Well, Heath from Humanity Junction was wondering about, he's asking, so you have a business around O-scale, O-gauge trains, and we were talking a little bit about that before you were able to pop in, Heath, but if you could, for those people that are just joining us on this stream, perhaps you can recap what TrainFinder is and your vision for TrainFinder going forward.
well, sure, yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, TrainFinder, I don't know if you can see me or the pictures, but
We got it's you and us on the screen right now.
oh, okay, all right, great. Well, by the way, I think I forgot to say this, but behind me, because you guys have all these great trains, and here I am sitting on my couch in my living room. I do have the green. Well, I guess it's this way. That's the green barn from the MTH layout.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then on the other side is the train that I got today. That is the more modern version of what I think is going to be very, very valuable for the Glen Ewell 6464 boxcar that was back in the late 60s. So anyway, so TrainFinder, we started in 1996. We brought some things to the market that really was beyond what everyone was ready to embrace. We own a lot of the domain names. I mean, train shows, train clubs, train dealers. I mean, the list goes on and on of all the domains that we have. And we kind of stepped back and kind of waited until everyone was ready for us to come back. But we're basically TrainFinder. The vision is going to be, or has been, and is going to continue to be, kind of bringing everything together in the toy and model train hobby, so people can find things. They can train like TrainFinder. You can find train shows. You can find train clubs. You can find train dealers. And trainroom.com is one that I think you guys might be interested in. Is one that I'm going to try and bring this everyone that has videos and things they want to share about the train room together, and be able to and maybe put some more fun around it too. Not just you can connect your YouTube stuff in, but it'll be more of a community thing. I don't want to say it's going to be like Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, but it's going to be a way that people can communicate more and be kind of focused on their train rooms and helping each other out and having some fun, maybe having some contests, doing kind of some stuff like that. So, so TrainFinder and TrainRoom.com, all those things are going to kind of coincide with the MTH layout that I bought. It's kind of coming back. The pandemic had a lot to do with it. That it's just, virtual train shows, and just everybody, a lot of times in the past it's been, well, we got to walk in and see things, and I understand that with train dealers and stuff like that, but I think we have to do a lot better in trying to connect everybody in the community together, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Very cool. Very cool. And hold that thought for just a second. I had a couple of questions come on where people were asking about the MTH layout. So, Chris Lambert, hold on. I lost the connection to my camera, but you can still hear me. I'll see if I can start that camera back up. There we go. What's the timeline on getting the benchwork back up in your basement?
I would say trying to get it back connected together. I'm going to get the other modular pieces over the next couple of weeks. I would say probably going to start to do that probably in the March, April timeframe. So it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, because I really have to step back and try and figure out, because I had the vision in my mind what I wanted with my layout, and now it's a great thing to have to think about, but now I'm going to integrate all these great pieces into that. So probably in about 4 to 6 weeks. I think the overall time frame on this is hopefully to get some trains running by early to midsummer, and I definitely want to have things really integrating going by fall and before Thanksgiving and things, and then it's going to correlate with the new release of TrainFinder 2.0, we're calling it, and that kind of stuff too. So yeah, it's I do have to take a breath though, because it was kind of an adventure getting it all here. So
well, there's more than one person that have been on here and said you're crazy for taking on an undertaking like that.
Well, yeah, I guess I wouldn't disagree with that.
So another question was the signals that were on the layout. Are those MTH signals that are on the layout? Is everything on the layout MTH, or are those post-war Lionel?
Well, that is a good question. I don't know if I haven't actually looked at them that closely, but I'm assuming that everything on the MTH layout was actually MTH. Maybe not some of the cars. I'm not even. I mean, like the vehicles, but I believe all that stuff is MTH. The only thing that I know for sure that is Lionel is the stuff in the scrapyard.
Okay. So and to everybody that's watching, if you have any other questions for Craig, hit them up and I'll try and throw them out at Craig. And pivoting back to TrainFinder, Heath was asking, is your vision for TrainFinder only O scale?
No, not at all. I mean, that's my own That's just my own love.
Sure,
And
sure.
it's not just O scale, but it's Lionel for the most part. But I'm discovering a lot of things about MTH that I really wish I would have looked at a long time ago. But yeah, no, TrainFinder is going to be all gauges, all scales, everything about toy and model train. So it's not limited to O scale at all.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know that we had discussed that yesterday, and I know that there are a lot of people on here that have all kinds of different gauges and
Right.
N scale, HO scale.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, I guess on GFW Trains we have a variety of
Yes.
people who like different gauges.
Right. Cool. And there are a lot of people out there that are saying that I'm glad that everybody's preserving the model train history. So that's good stuff there. So your collection now. Do you have a lot of pieces, or are you focused in on just some specific? You say that you like one of a kind stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So,
my collection is wow. It's really varied, and I do love that stuff. I've got a lot of Neil Young, a lot of the stuff that Neil Young had. A lot of Lionel prototypes, and also along with the layout, I bought several of the other items on the auction there. So I probably have 15 or 20 of the MTH prototype things. But
did they hold them for you? Can you go pick them up, or do they have to send them to you?
I'm sorry, what?
Did they hold those items, the other items that you bought there, or when you picked up the layout, or did they send them to you?
Well, I bought some when I bought the layout. So they just brought those in and set them on the layout. So there was a box waiting there for me on the layout for those. And then the most recent auction, I got back in there and bought some other things, and they shipped them to me. I just got them about 2 days ago.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So as far as my collection goes, I mean, it's kind of hard to describe. I mean, I've got some of the most rare post-war stuff, like glossy hoppers, and some of the 6.4 boxcars that have ribbed roofs instead of smooth roofs. And I'm a rivet counter. I count rivets. I have to admit it, I do. Some of the variations that I have, and I've got, I think I was telling you, I was going to try and find those. Well, I know where they are, but I couldn't get to them. I've got a couple of tractor trailers that, and I'm trying to remember exactly what they were, but one of them has Dick Maddox, and the other one has Neil Young signatures on them.
Oh,
and
wow.
the tractor trailers were pretty scarce themselves, because they were only offered, I think, from dealers and very limited. But then having the signatures on them are even more. So I got stuff like that, and I was telling you, I've got one thing that I have that I'm really proud of is a 1950 the 773 Hudson, the first Hudson that Lionel made.
Sure, yeah.
And that one I got several years ago, and it came sealed in a box, went right into a case with glass, and it's never even been touched, other than the fact that I had to put my hands on it to put it in the case.
You may have said this and I missed it. Did you buy that at a train show? Where did you buy that?
That was eBay.
Okay.
Where do you find it? Yeah.
Most of the stuff that I have that's rare came from eBay. I have a whole methodology for how I buy on eBay, which
an engineer with a methodology? No.
Yeah. Oh, that's hitting close to home. That's exactly what it is. So yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, there's certain things.
So all right, well, cool.
Yeah.
So in I guess, what is your holy grail? What's the thing that one of a kind thing that you'd most like to have?
Oh boy, that I would like to have, or what I do have.
Actually both. If you wouldn't mind sharing the holy grail piece that you've got in your collection, and then what is your white whale per se?
Well, I think one of the things that that I really like that I have is when Neil Young came into Lionel, he came up with the TMCC, the Train Master Command Control stuff, and he did a lot of prototypes and stuff. And I have several of those experimental pieces that he worked on himself to try and integrate his sound and his music and all the electronics into that kind of thing. And I've got several of those, and I think those are probably some of the best things that I have. So that the Holy Grail would be kind of that kind of stuff. In the future, wow, I'm still looking for that absolute Holy Grail. But I would say there was something I looked at just the other day that I thought was really interesting. That was, and you guys can look it up. It was a toy fair boxcar that was actually run on the toy fair layout. That there are only 7 of them made. It's on eBay right now, so you guys can jump in and grab that. But there's that. You never know. But that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
He just said that George told me he went to the bathroom, but apparently George was talking to Heath from Humanity Junction, and Heath said that George asked if you could adopt him.
If I can adopt George?
Yeah. I don't know. I tell you what, he's got a lot of caveats. He'd probably be a lot harder to take down than that MTH layout. Just.
Well, we'd have to have a discussion on that. There's the devil's in the details and that kind of stuff.
You'd have to cut me in multiple pieces, hire some guy. Yeah.
You guys got a lot of great stuff going on there too. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, Craig, it's been so much fun sharing this evening with you and getting to know you better. I'm really excited about TrainFinder. That sounds like that's going to be
I think it'll be so much better than OGR, man. Dude, for my mind, dude, that sounds amazing.
Well, I think so. I think it's going to be a much broader scope than OGR. OGR is kind of a central point now, and sounds like that's going to be much broader, where you're going to have some things that are like OGR, but more broader in scope too.
Yep, that's the plan.
And then it sounds like a lot of it's going to be streamlined too, vertically streamlined. You can do one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and anywhere from finding the next live stream that Keith from Humanity Junction is having to click on over and buy in the next one of a kind piece out of Neil Young's collection.
Yeah, I think OGR. I'm a contributing member, and I love those guys over there. They've got a lot of great stuff. But the one thing that TrainFinder is going to be, it's not going to be O gauge, just O gauge. It's going to be all gauges and all scales, and that's going to help a lot too.
Yeah. I think that'll be really cool. Can't wait. And I personally won't want a homepage because I'm not home that often.
You and my son would get along just great.
Hey, one last question before we let you go, Craig. Heath again from Humanity Junction is wondering if you were going to bring a train over to do a train race with George and I, what train would that be?
I'd probably bring over my my big boy, my Lionel big boy. Get that on there.
All right.
Yeah.
Big boy versus big boy versus big boy.
That's right. Bring it on.
Alrighty, I see. All right.
Well, hey, again, I really appreciate you being on our stream. And for those of you people that are watching, thanks for hanging out with Craig with us. And if you do me a favor, check out Craig's channel right now. Subscribe to Craig. He's got one video on there from when he was I believe you've just got the one video on there, and you've got a couple of
one right now, which was when we first went out there, and that's my wife taking that video. yeah, we just walked around it. It's a video of what we saw when we first got there. That's the first one that's on.
All right. And but big things to come on that. That's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
a lot more.
one of the focal points of TrainFinder. So if you want to get in on the ground floor of TrainFinder, that's probably going to be one of your conduits to get the information out there, right?
That's right. Yep. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, again, thanks so much for spending some time with us. We'll be on here for a little bit longer, and welcome to hang out. And I'm sure that if anybody else has any other questions for Craig, just shoot him up on the or shoot it up on the stream, and I'm sure that he'd be glad to answer those.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll just hang out in the background, and if you guys have any more questions, I'll be happy to bring you into my insanity.
Right on. Well, great. Thanks a lot. We'll see you around the roundhouse.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Alrighty, man. That was amazing.
Yeah. Isn't that cool, George?
Yeah, I think that that's just kind of something that like you never. I mean, it's kind of something that you don't really think about that often, but when you like talk about it, it's like really cool.
Well,
I mean, because it's like, you know, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, I guess I don't know. I think I honestly thought it would be like whoever bought the showroom layout, you know, we would never see it ever again after that.
Right.
I thought somebody in like, you know, California bought it and just put it in their basement. We'd never hear about it again. You know what I'm saying? Like some like big like investor guy or whatever. I don't know. But that's really cool. I think that, I mean, it's really cool to see somebody that has that layout, that has that one of a kind piece. I mean, that's probably got to be one of the like holy grails of one of a kind thing.
Right.
You know?
No, I know.
And it's just like and there's no like reproductions of it either.
Right. There never will be again.
Yes. So I mean, it's one of one.
Think about that for a second. Wouldn't it have been cool when Lionel was taking down their display layout that they had in New York City to buy that?
Oh yeah.
Think about all of the people that would be foaming at the mouth to have that.
Dude, that.
So in our era, this would be a similar situation.
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy, and especially I have some of the prototypes too. Prototypes are like real tracks. I mean, it's some like cool things on that layout that you never like would think of owning, but like that are really really cool. You know, I honestly that is yeah, I do that. That is amazing.
Yeah. So George, 1-800-Craig has a really good question that I think is a neat one to ask. Holy Grail of Holy Grails. Now, I talk about my white whale. I got 2 white whales that I'd like to have.
Vision Line GG1, Amtrak one.
Amtrak's
got to be the Amtrak.
Right.
And the Boy Scout ES44.
Right, but that's not my Holy Grail.
What is your Holy Grail?
Like the Holy Grail piece that I'd like to have.
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. I like that I don't have. I guess my Holy Grail. I'm lucky enough to have one of my Holy Grails that I'd really like to. I have a 700E, and I am really, really blessed and lucky to have that 700E. Yes, neat story about how it came out, but that doesn't count as my Holy Grail just because I've already got that one.
At the time, that was the Holy Grail. Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yes. So that this is like the thing that you don't have, you know.
Yes, okay.
So one of the things that I think would be really cool to have is the 2350. So 2350 is a New Haven EP5, post-war New Haven EP. Well, listen, hear me out. But there's one that's special.
Oh yeah, I know what this one is.
It's a special one. It's the Lionel EP5 2350, but rather than New Haven, it says Lionel. It's spelled out Lionel on the side. And I think it's a one-of-a-kind piece.
Where do you see this?
It's that was used for a lot of different advertising things. And there's a whole story behind it, and there's a big collector that has it now. But I think that would be, in my mind, what that Holy Grail.
I think my Holy Grail, oh man, there's a lot of cool things. But I think one of my Holy Grails would probably be, isn't the prototype 700E still around?
Ooh, I don't know. That would be
or a 700K to put next to the 700E.
No, that would be cool.
Yes.
Or you know what would be another real cool one that I think would be a neat one to have? How about the original. I think they were 2343s with a clear cab.
Oh, dude. Okay, I was on Instagram the other day, and
Yeah.
I was going through my Instagram feed, right? And all of a sudden, I see this picture. It's this guy. He's probably got like 7 or 8 clear cab locomotives.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I was like, holy moly. And I go to the comment section, and he's got those clear cab 2343s. And he's got a couple other ones. I think he's got a GP9,
Right.
or a GP7, a post-war one, I think. And so the rest were MTH ones. But it was like amazing to see those. It was crazy to like look at those compared to the MTHF units, just because of how you could tell they were like kind of authentic, because I mean the clear, it was like kind of yellowed out and stuff like that. The plastic was. It was really, really cool. And the cool part was it still had the stickers on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like the GM stickers, the war bonnet or whatever, that was a sticker or decal. And man, oh man, was that really, really cool to see. Because I had always thought those were really cool. I mean, because Classic Toy Trains, I think when I was little, I think I was probably about 3 or 4, they came out with a magazine, and it had those on the front cover.
Oh, no kidding.
And that was in Mom's car. We kept it in the backseat of Mom's car. And I would, whenever we went up to Grandma and Grandpa's house, I'd look at that. There's another really cool part of that magazine, but I'll get to that later. I would look at that page and be like, holy moly, that is a cool train. Then there's another one too, is when that Lionel was making those cardboard trains.
Okay, sure. During
Yeah,
World War II. So why don't you tell a little bit about that for the people that are unfamiliar with what happened?
So during World War II, Lionel couldn't make their trains anymore because they were die-cast trains, and the United States needed all the steel, what they were using to make the trains. They needed that for the war.
Right, and plus Lionel did a lot of their own.
Yes,
they
correct.
a
Yes,
lot
they made a lot of stuff
for the war effort.
And so during that time, since they couldn't make the stuff using the die-cast stuff, they made cardboard trains. And in that article, I think that it was, or in that magazine, they had, I think, one of the most, or they had the biggest collection of cardboard cutout trains. And man, oh man, was there some really cool. They had like a cardboard J. Man, they just had some other cool ones. But it was really cool because I always thought that was something that somebody made. I had I couldn't read, so it wasn't like I was reading the article. I was just looking at the pictures. And later, we went to a TCA meeting right before COVID ended, and this guy brought a cardboard train set, and it wasn't put together.
Oh, really?
Still in the box. Yeah, you saw it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yes, it was still in the box, still in that paper, so it had never been put together. And that had been, I mean, although like it didn't really look like much because it was like, a piece of like cardboard with some paint on it, or like some, paint, but it was, I don't know. I thought it was really cool to see that. But yeah, I think that those clear ones would be pretty cool. I think, but I'm trying to think of like my white whale, because I think the getting the
so the white whale is kind of different than the Holy Grail. Like the white whale, that's out there. If I wanted to buy that Amtrak GG1, I can go on eBay
and pay $2,000.
Whatever. Yeah, it's on there.
Mm-hmm.
The Boy Scout one, not so much. That one's hardly ever on eBay, but it's on there from time to time.
Yes.
But there was certain stuff, the Holy Grail stuff, like Craig was talking about, that stuff even doesn't show up on eBay. You have to really search out that stuff.
And I think that, yeah, man, I'm trying to think. What you need is a 700K that hasn't been built. Don't the Piazzas have one?
Well, I don't know. But if I remember correctly, the 700K didn't come in one full kit. That the 700K you bought in portions of the kit. So that if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong about this, with the 700K, for those of you who don't know, the 700K is the kit version of Lionel's 700E that was made between 1937 and I believe the last year was 1941.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think there was 7 separate kits that you could buy. So if you were putting it together, you could put it together bit by bit. But yeah.
I would love 700K. Because I could buy a 700K.
Right.
Isaiah Hawking says, "What about the Lionel Dolo AKH kits?" Now those are cool and all, but they're fairly popular. Every TCA convention I've been to, I've seen one of those sets for sale.
I'd like to get one of those.
Those are really cool, though. I think that it's just cool seeing the miniature 700E. And actually, when we went to Rhode Island, we went to this guy's house. He had an amazing collection, amazing collection. And he had, I think, a 700E, 700K in this one room, and he had a bunch of like off the wall things. And then if you went into the train room, he had this box. I mean, it was like boxes high. He had a bunch of like these like orange those boxes that you see at like the supermarket with that they put the oranges in. He had a bunch of those, and in each one of those boxes, he had a set of those double O gauge train sets. He had like 5 or 6 of them. It was like, holy moly! I mean, that guy was like, I think he had some pretty like one of a kind stuff. I think I'm trying to think of some stuff that he had that like, right off the bat. I mean, he had like 3 or 4 Jersey Central FM Trainmasters post-war ones. I mean, it was just
those are some nice pieces right there. Lionel Collector says his holy grail would be an original pre-war Hiawatha passenger set in like new condition with original boxes. That is one sharp set.
You see, that would be a cool one. I think Grandpa's got that one, doesn't he? Oh, he's got the remake.
Yep,
right?
yep.
But I don't know. I'm not really big into the tin plate stuff. It just doesn't scratch my itch too much. I think it's cool, but it's not.
I love that stuff.
I don't know. It's not. I think the only tin plate item that I like is the standard gauge Hiawatha set that we have, just because I can open the cars and look inside. Yeah, I'm not really big into the tin plate stuff. Oh, and I do like the it's like the 250E or something like that. The one that's MTH's on the MTH logo.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that
something
is.
With an E. I know it has an E.
For electric.
But
be smart over here at the GFW trades.
These get degrees. Yeah, but that one is really cool too.
D 4 degree.
And I think the story on that. I'm kind of going off right now, but the story on why that's their logo is actually really cool.
Tell me the story.
So I was watching a documentary probably about a year ago, and they were interviewing Mike Wolf and asking him about that. He said that when he was little, he went to his first train show, and he had saved up enough money to get that engine at a train show. Right? He found it at a train show.
We've all been there, right?
It was like really beat up, and
except for you didn't save up. You just asked your dad. Well, but in your defense, that's the way it was with me.
Anyways, so yeah, he bought that engine and he brought it home and he's super proud of it. And his mom goes, "Why'd you buy that?" And I don't know. Apparently, it was his favorite train, and it sat on his mantelpiece in his living room for years.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's why it was their that's why that engine was on the logo, which I thought was really cool.
Grandpa say the E stands for reverse E unit.
Reverse E unit.
Yep.
It's got an E.
Yep. I'm with Lionel Collector here. Lionel Collector says he's a post-war guy, but a lot of the pre-war stuff like the Hiawatha and the standard gauge Blue Comet. Ooh, that Blue Comet, the state sets, those are neat pieces.
I like the state set, but I'd rather get, instead of buying a state set, I'd rather get like a 2347.
2340, yeah, that's a good one. So for those of you who don't know, 2347 is one of nice pull on the number there too. 2347 is a Lionel, and it's a post-war GP7, and it was made in a Sears set, and it's probably the rarest production post-war Lionel engine. So
yes.
Nice. I'm gonna give you a high five on that one.
Yes, I love that engine. It's really cool. But yeah, I don't know that I'd rather get like some post-war stuff than the pre-war stuff. The only pre-war item I really like is the 700E. That's I mean, because of how much detail went into it and how it's so scale. I mean, some of the detail in that engine has got to be better than some of the more modern stuff.
So you know what I'm realizing we're going down a rabbit hole here, which is cool. But Colton the Rail fan is asking, what's post-war, George? Maybe you can explain that.
So post-war was stuff that Lionel made after World War II. So it was pre-war was made before World War II, and then in between World War II and World War One. And so yeah, post-war is just Lionel trains made after World War II, and I think from World War II to about gosh, when did they kind of stop? When did they transition to the MTC
1969.
era? Yeah,
So 1969,
and then they
into.
transitioned into their darkest years.
Oh, come on. Oh, boo, boo.
And then the LTI, and now the modern era.
Right.
The LTI era didn't really last too long. It was only like in the 90s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Colton knew that. He was just testing you, George.
Testing my knowledge. The Yorkville education.
Yeah, speaking of testing, speaking of testing you, George, how's that arm feeling? Look, I got a shot the other day right there. So my arm's feeling weak on the get-go. It's up and down. It's a little bit.
Well,
so I might have to race your left hand and give you a little bit of a, advantage. You know I'm a sponsored racer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to show everybody something. Check it out. George, Teespring merchandise here. Check out the back. Where we talk about everything, but mostly trains.
Oh.
It's the first time you've worn this shirt?
No. I worked to school.
And
I wore a sweatshirt over
SKUL. I wore it to school.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I think yeah. Anyways, what are we supposed to talk about now? Train racing and about how you're gonna cry.
This is the part of the live stream where I make George cry. So speaking of which, why don't you clear these trains off here?
Take your computer off the track so it doesn't show.
Oh yeah, we'll get this off the track. Hopefully I won't get out of here and get booted off of here. So yes, this live stream is brought to you by the GFW merch line. And while you are checking out this, I have to put in my weekly speech. So George and I started doing these streams probably about a year ago now. We're just about ready to be on a year. Started them in the middle of March. And after we started doing these streams, a real neat community has developed, and we are a part of, which is the model railroading community. And in the corner of the model railroading community, we've got all of our YouTubers. So let's do this. Let's all support each other. Let's check out each other's channels. Let's watch everybody's videos. Let's subscribe to each other. Because if we can each grow each other's channels, if we can each help each other out, it's going to really strengthen our community. And we've got some really neat YouTube channels and some really neat YouTubers that are out here. So there's two ways that I can tell you to do it. The first way is if you go to the link down below, there's a Discord server. There's a GFW Trains Discord server, but there are a bunch of different Discord servers in the hobby. But in particular, the GFW Trains Discord server. Sign up for the Discord server on there. Hit the link, sign up for the Discord server, and when you sign up for the Discord server, there is a page on there where you can promote your YouTube channel. So you can go on there and promote that. The second way is everybody, please take a note of all of the people on here and check out their YouTube channels. Go to their channels, subscribe to their channels, watch their videos. Ooh, did it hit that tape measure?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. We were doing some stuff around the GFW Trains Worldwide Studios this week. And specifically today and tomorrow, we're going to be working on our second level. That's the good news. The bad news, I'm not sure if that lift bridge behind, as much as we want to try and make it onto the layout, that's going to be a tough one for us. We've been trying to figure out. But anyway, I digress. Please support each other. Check out each other's channels. Amtrak Lover 06. He was on here before. He asked me for a shout out. I'm going to give him a shout out. Anybody else who wants a shout out,
You shouted out.
there we go. But please, let's support each other. Let's grow the community. Let's grow each other's channels. And Let's do this. And for those of you that are here just to see George cry because he's going to be beat by a sponsored racer, I'm sponsored by GFW Trains. The owner of GFW Trains, copyright 2021, he pays me, George.
Who?
The owner of GFW Trains.
I pay you?
Oh, you're the owner of GFW Trains.
I started it. I'm the founder. My bad.
Did you copyright it?
No.
Oh,
I don't even know how to
too
do
bad
that.
you don't have a copyright lawyer. Oh.
What's that?
So now I own GFW Trains. And you need to pay rent to the GFW Trains. Yeah.
Well, technically, I don't have to do that. You want to know why?
Oh, because you're going to give me some sad eyes. Be like, oh, but Dad, please, please.
No.
All right, let's do this, George. I want to make you cry. Let me see here. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to see if I can get the GFW Trains racing cam on here tonight. The racing cam. George, you should say something right now.
Hi.
Since I'm the owner, I pay you by the word.
You're not the owner.
Why not? I got the shirt.
But you got the shirt. I got the shirt.
But that's not the relaxed fit. This is the expensive shirt. This is the relaxed fit shirt. Look, it's nice and smooth and soft. Yours is rough like sandpaper.
Dang, man.
That's just his. That's a special one. If you buy a GFW Trains shirt, it's not going to be rough like sandpaper. George just bought the rough like sandpaper version. Okay. Hold
All
on.
right, I'm going to take the daylight off. I'll be back.
All right. This is the part where I said I need you to talk.
I'm taking trains off.
All right.
Train race, right?
Oh, yeah, yep. He's squeaky. George is getting squeaky. All right, let me see here. So, let me see. Camera, front camera, back camera, done. Boom, boom. Get into this. Anybody excited about that Daytona 500 this weekend?
Yeah, man.
Who's gonna win,
Screw
George?
Valentine's Day. I'm watching the Daytona 500.
The only reason why George is saying that he's watching the Daytona 500 instead of Valentine's Day is because he doesn't have a Valentine.
Shut up.
So if you know anybody that's desperate enough to take George and have George be their Valentine.
It's okay. I'm off the market, man.
Oh, he's off the market.
Right.
Oh, man.
Look at this. The race cam. Oh, no. All right, I'm going to fix this. Don't worry. Here we go. No. Gotta get this going. Sorry, everybody. George forgot to pay the tech team to get this all going nice and proper so that we could smoothly transition from one to the other. Let me see if we get this. There we go. Race cam, regular cam. I think we got to get both tracks there. There's George. High price up there.
Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh. George just gave me no shoes. I haven't looked around the layout.
Oh,
All right. So let's see here. Smooth as silk. Smooth as silk. I'm going to start with some of these on. We'll start with 2337. Which one? Ooh, it fell out, huh? Wonder where that fell out at. Back. Get some racing. Colton says, can I be George be my Valentine because I'm lonely? Yeah, I know we got double audio. We're just because we got two cameras in the same room. The audio's flipping around. Hopefully, we got that figured out a little bit. Yeah, echoing. I get it. I get it. Is it squeaking now?
I think he's found it.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, we enjoyed TrainFinder Craig too there, Tim. How bad is the echo? I mean, is it just a little bit of an echo? I can stand a little bit of an echo because it's just the system that we got with the second camera. The second camera is close to the first camera. Maybe I can move that to a different spot. It'll echo less. Let's see here. Put it over here, maybe. Let's see. It'll echo less over here.
Okay. So anyways, we are going to be racing these guys. And as you guys know,
Yeah.
these guys go fast, and I am really good at racing them.
Hopefully we got the echo there.
Yeah, man.
So Tim likes how we got the lighting in the room set.
I am very happy with it as well. You want to know what else I'm really happy with?
What are you really happy with, George?
I'm going to beat you, and I already know that.
You're going down. Kachuga.
Comes after lightning, thunder.
Team George versus Team Wally. Team Wally always wins if you've been around here long enough. You know that.
Yeah, yes. We'll see about that.
So yeah, we've got to do a little bit of cleanup for those of you that have been around here. Usually over here, we had all of our stuff that we were fixing the layout with, but we've got that cleared up, and we're kind of working on some new stuff. That's going to be the Yorko portion of our layout. And we're experimenting over here. We have got the grain elevator that we got, and I was thinking we might make over here a line that comes up, and you can't see it, but that's a coal ramp back there. We're thinking about making that into a coal ramp line. Don't know. We were going to make that into just a regular switch line, but we've got that coal ramp, and we're trying to figure out something to do with the coal ramp. So we're working on that one right now. Thank you, Tim. Tim's money is on Wally tonight. Bam.
All right, Tim. If that's the case.
Come on. That's it. North Country Trains is rooting for George. That's it. You're voted off the island.
Wow.
Voted off the island. George,
All right.
Adam's Family Race Night. You got it, Cat Nuts. Adam's Family Race Night. We're fighting for all of those people that are rooting for George. We're getting kicked out.
Oh, really?
TrainFinder Craig says I got an advantage, George.
Is that so?
Yeah, because I'm smarter, I'm better looking, I'm older, I'm way more. What else can?
Okay,
The only thing you got on me is that if you lived in the 90s, you'd be getting all the babes with that sweet, sweet mullet. But since you don't live in the 90s and you're wondering why you don't have to all the time, maybe you can connect the dots. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying.
He's been trying to.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell George needs to see if we can get the hookup. Valentine's Day. I got the hookup. Yeah.
Your wife.
Hookup. 21-year hookup. Actually, it's been more than
Anyways,
like almost 30 years with your mom. 30 years.
Anyways, so I just thought these are just the
30 years. Did I say 30 years?
Anyways, so I just thought this. So
Tell me
these are
what
the side.
he's had a thought. Ladies and gentlemen, he's had a thought.
These have been the side of the layout many times, right? And you know when you drop an engine, the magnet traction goes away. Do you think the magnet traction in these engines is like gone?
No, those things are magnets. Damn.
Wait, let's test it out.
George's got to test it out. See, Greg, this is where I think George is going to be an engineer. Me, I'm like, oh, this is great. There's a, let's test it out and analyze.
I don't feel magnetic pull.
Well, then that one's yours.
What?
Uh-huh.
I already put my train on the track.
I'm the one that has been carrying the GFW Trains live stream for about 3.5 hours.
I've only been on for 2 hours.
I was carrying it when we were at the dinner table, dude. Come on, George. Bring that lazy butt over here and let's get beat. Mersey's room for the Godzilla. Godzilla's got his up there on the top of the Empire building up there, Empire State Building. Somebody's coming for Godzilla, and it ain't the Yellowstone.
Oh boy.
Speaking of the Yellowstone, if you haven't checked out the latest GFW Trains now, you gotta check out that GFW Trains Godzilla versus Yellowstone. I put it out there. I love that video. It is performed so poorly. I tell you what, I don't understand YouTube. I don't understand which videos are good ones, which videos are going to be bad ones. But that one was one of my favorite videos that I made. I get it. It's kind of a corny thing, but anyway, I digress. Yeah, that's right, Isaiah. Get ready for the chaos. Get ready for the chaos. Here's the deal, though, right? You might think this is BS talk, but this is what George normally sounds like. Every time he talks, he sounds like this. Like it's 100% BS that's coming out of that boy's mouth. Me, on the other hand, 100% poetry. Poetry, George. That's what I'm talking about. Poetry.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know I'm interesting. I'm really interesting, George. Are you erasing that one?
Yeah.
This is fun. I got a Look at George. I got a shot. Look at that. See that? A shot.
This one.
I got a shot.
Erase this one.
Well, I got to use my left hand to give you a little advantage. I'm right-handed, you see. I got to erase this one with my left hand. Yeah, Bill Cabertis would say these are the original train racers right here. For those of you that want to know the origin of train racing, is Bill Cabertis started train racing, the world famous Midwest Division train racing. He's the one, this is his brainchild, brought these 2037s out. We'd race them on the floor at the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association train shows, and then he just snowballed it up. And he built the train layout, double dog mode, and then Bill and I started out with his family, and we went to a couple of train shows, and it just blossomed. And the train races kept rolling, and they kept rolling.
Slugcast says, smack his orange.
It's like, yeah, we're voting you off the island.
We are.
Yes.
If they're rooting for me, then why would I want to vote them off the island? This isn't Staten Island.
What?
I don't know why I said that.
Oh no, gentlemen, start your. I gotta take my. Yeah. Jeez. Look at that muscle. Look at it. Let me punch me that muscle. Look at that muscle, man.
Dude, I don't know.
Look at that
Every
muscle.
opportunity you get,
Huge.
every opportunity you get, you're getting to show off your Band-Aid yours.
My arms. Well, probably because people think my arms are swollen. My muscles are swollen. No, my muscles are really this big all of the time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Anyways.
All right. Let me just check this out. Oh, God, you see this? Look at that. So you're doing the left hand. Oh, do better. Always turn this to the hand. Not one hand. not making it around our lift bridges very well tonight. For those of you that go around you, actually, this is a side of gift that you don't get to see too often. We've got 2 lift bridges that come up like this. So you can come in and out of the worldwide studios over here. That's over here. Back to the room. Got those little shelves for training on there back there. And then there's another shelf. For another bridge. I'm not going to lift it up. I'm just showing them where it's at. You look right there, right there. Bill's watching. If this train flew off the track right over here, I'd have to blame it on heat. Blame it on heat. So we got some real cool challenge videos out there. Speaking of challenges, Heat's got a really cool challenge video. Ooh, man, smoke. Smoke! So I check out Humanity Junction over there. The fastest growing YouTube channel on the internet. Wait, what? I don't know. It's probably that guy, Mr. East or whatever his name is. Probably growing faster. Mr. I don't know. Mr. Pie, Mr. Foodie Tang. Foodie Tang.
You got the closest. Actually, never mind. No, the channel in India does.
Oh, there's an Indian channel.
GFW.
GFW train style. I thought you were the biggest, George.
Yeah, actually.
Woo! Dang. Couldn't see that one, man. That one, George is just epic fail over there. Took mine off the track with it.
Man, why are you going along that?
Which one?
Maybe they coming off. I don't even know where. It's in that vicinity. So always a different spot.
Is it?
Yeah.
So do you think it's this? FXC look pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe it's they're not at the right level or something.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Let me try that again. I think it's just faulty train driving, George. I think you're not very good. You got my right hand. Looks like it bumped up on that first one.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I did something on that first one or not. Let's see if we'll get this. Bumps right here, right?
Yeah. Let's just do a race, see how it works out.
You lose.
Why?
Plus you're racing me.
Okay. Heath loves to cause problems. Yes, that's right, Catnuts. That is right. Oh, okay. Humanity says Little George has the fastest growing waistline on YouTube. Wow.
I love it.
What in the world? Oh, bitch.
Although I've got a faster growing waistline than George. George runs like 24 miles a week. In cross country season, George runs like 40 miles a week.
I don't run 24 miles.
During cross country season, Matt Strains, welcome. How'd that truck race go? Man, she's here. Hey, welcome to Training the Things Canada Custom Models. Good to see you here. We're talking about you today about installing your signals. You see what we've got some KNR signals back behind here on our training layout. The beautiful signals that go right with those switches, indicating which way you're going. But he's got a lot of other stuff. Check out his channel. Check out his stuff. All right. Hello, Randall. Thanks for joining us. If you're just now rolling here, we're going to do your favorite. Smash that button. Smash it. All right. Do this. Like child is. Child. All right. On your marks.
Get set.
No. Gotta be ready.
What? You stay on your marks.
I didn't say go. I said on your mark.
I said get ready, so get ready. Go.
Oh.
Go.
George was blocking my view.
I was blocking the view.
Yeah, he was intentionally blocking my view. That's all right. I'll let you have that one. You're winning 1-0. For those of you that are new around the DFW Trains world, and new to train racing, right? We have 3 races. Three. That one 3. 3 races. One on the inside track, one on the outside track, and if we're tied up, we flip the tip-spinner, and the winner of the flip is to choose whether they want the inside or the outside track. Yeah, we still having that echo? How's that going?
I didn't crash. If I did, it'd be your fault though.
Damn!
Man, I should have bet. I should have bet.
I love this. This one is good. Only losers. Tommy, that doesn't sound like something I want to say.
Right after the big Chuga.
Oh no, we got a terrible echo. Crap, guys. Sorry about the echo. It's because you got the 2 cameras. So let me ask you this: is the echo? We can turn off the echo, right? How about now? We echoing? We'll see. But we can get the echo out of there, but then we have to take the second camera off. All right, we're better. All right, well, good. I think we got the no echo out. No echo policy. Fan controller.
The package. All right, come on.
All right.
Go.
This is gonna be a tough one because I got my.
You want to show everybody the Band-Aid?
I want to show them the gun. 24-inch pythons.
All right, you ready? On your mark. Get set. Go.
Gonna lose. Gonna lose. Gonna lose. Pocket's gonna win. Off the track. Bam! Bam, George. George, you're losing gracefully, aren't you? Because only losers lose gracefully. Bam! Good chuga. Good chuga. Good chuga. But damn. But dang. But dang. But chuga. 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 Good chuga. Good chuga. Good chuga. Did I show you this, George? 24 inches. 24 inches. It's all tied up here at the GFW Trains Racing House. Oh yeah, North Country. Why are you leaving? Because you know George is gonna lose. You're gonna lose. All right. So in all seriousness, next week for everybody that's on here, North Country Train is going to be our guest. Another fabulous YouTube channel, an amazing young man who wants to share his love of trains, and we're going to do that here on the DFW Trains. So North Country Trains, check out his YouTube channel for sure right now. So you're ready for the next week. But here's what we're going to do. I will shoot you an email, and we got to make a contact. We can either do it through a text, or we can do it through phone, or if you want, I can just shoot you a link and we can schedule a time where we can do a run through here in the StreamYard studio. Did that with Craig before. We'll do that with you. And we'll probably do it either Wednesday or Thursday of this week sometime, if that is all right with you. So, yeah. Craig says, so what my son Jacob says to me all the time, Dad, do I need to keep you in line? North Country Trains is not leaving until you lose. That's what he said right there.
All right.
Tip tenner. Here's the tip tenner. We don't use money around here because George is poor. We use tip tenner. Right there. Words and no words. Winners don't glow. Winners who won or work towards weakness. That's what I'm talking about. All right, George. Ready? We're going to do it right here so everyone can see it. Words or no words?
Words.
Words. Cool. I got to do that again. A little out of control.
No! Inside or outside?
I want inside track, because things happen on the inside.
Bruh. Okay. Come on, let's go. We're burning daylight.
All right, hey, Big O's in the house. Hello, Otis. Wait, it's not fair. Wait, that's not fair. George cannot read, so how does he know which side?
Wow, I see you.
Oh, what's this? What's this? North Country says that ain't what I said.
What? What? Get him off. Get him off the island. Come on.
They can't see me. Everybody comes to see me, George. Look, the viewership just went down 10. We lost 10 viewers because I was off the screen.
Lost another one.
Oh, we lost another 10
right,
viewers.
Let's go.
We're down to the only people that are watching are Heath and our family. In North Country Trains, because this is going to be on next week. And Big O, because you haven't kicked him off yet. All right. I kid. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I know that everybody's here because they want to see George cry. If you're just joining us, I got a bum wheel, this wheel. All right. Kachuga. Ooh. Look at that. Relax. These transformers aren't bolted down, George.
Quickly realized that.
On your marks.
Get set.
Go.
What in the world?
Oh, yeah. This is what it's talking about. Look at that. Ooh, nice and slow. This is nice and slow. Stay here so George can't knock me off the track. Look at this. This is all strategic right here. I'm on park. So George can't knock me off the track.
Man, this seems like impossible to put on.
I think that George is doing some rope-a-dope here. Come on. Oh, that's some dirty rights to there. Oh, made it across the finish line. Kachuga. That's what I'm talking about. Boom.
What in the world?
See you later, North Country Trains. It's not the track. It's the racer. That's what I'm talking. Hey, Kyle, thanks for joining us. Smash that like button on your way in. Everybody who's coming in, smash that like button for us because we are about ready to see my young son cry because he's let's see here. Wally wins with 2 cans now. Right. Nothing but the cutting edge technology here at the GFW Trains Worldwide Studios. Yeah. Inside doesn't always win. Well, it did tonight, though. It did tonight. Hey, everybody, if you're coming in. Oh, yeah, I'll do the victory lap. That's true. Thanks, Adam. Let me do this victory. Oh, my son took my train off the track. Do the victory lap. How about if I just do a victory jig? I'm going to pull trickle
trickle you and just switch the crossover.
Cold trickle.
Yeah.
There we go. Just some cold trickle. Hey, if you're just so much confusion and delay. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you're on your way out, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us on a Fast Friday. All right, one more race, George. Even though I beat you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to bed with a smile on your face. I got to do this because it's cheaper than paying a therapist. Why don't we race one more time and you can have the inside track? Okay? And I'll race you with my arm that hurts.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Ready?
Hey, we'll see you around, Steven. Thanks for joining us this evening.
On your marks. Get set. Go!
Look at that. Oh, dude. Dude, full contact train racing here. What is up with this? Yay, rubbing. Racing.
Hey!
Oh, George, when I was down there at that end of the track, I saw there might have been a problem.
Hey! Oh! Wow! Woo!
All right, well, everybody, I'm going to sign us out now. Come over here, George. Come over here. We're ready to race this on out. If you've joined us this evening, he's all over the place. That time he hit did a double rollover and hit the reefer cars back there. Well, hey guys, we've had a great time this evening. Thanks for joining us. We've had some fun with Craig. We've had some fun with you guys. It's been a great time. George, what are you doing? I'm saying goodbye to my channel.
Okay.
In the live stream, because you do so much for this live stream.
Yep.
Come on, Mullet.
Hold on.
All right.
I'm back.
He's back. Come on. So sign us out here, man.
Just gotta get the hair flip.
Oh yeah.
My amazing mullet.
This is an amazing. But what would the mullet do?
I don't know, man. Anyways, see you around the roundhouse.
Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. Thanks everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you especially for TrainFinder Craig for joining us and showing us that neat display layout. Make sure you tune in next week, 7 p.m. Central, Fast Friday.
Grandpa said, see you guys all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
We'll see you. All right. See you around the roundhouse. Right on, guys. Thanks for everything.
Bye.